Sitting transfers using a transfer board. If the person is unable to bear weight on their feet and they are reasonably capable of sitting upright without support and have strong arm muscles, they can possibly use a transfer board to transfer themselves from a sitting position to another sitting position. For example, a bed to a shower chair or a chair to a wheelchair, etc. This should be encouraged instead of using equipment like a Mackworth stand-aid. However, like all transfers, the person has been thoroughly risk-assessed before selection of transfer method. Choice of transfer board will be made according to the specific needs of the person and the transfer surfaces. There are a variety of transfer boards on the market. Curved ones like this Prism Medical ETAC curved transfer board. Some are straight and rectangular, and some have a built-in slide sheet which supports sliding of the person's bottom in the transfer, like this Prism Medical ETAC Butterfly transfer board. For all transfer boards, the Safe Working Load, or SWL, should be checked. Slide sheets that are separate to the transfer board should not be used with transfer boards, as this can make the movement become uncontrolled, increasing the risk of the person falling onto the floor. Let's look at the specifics of the sitting transfer using a transfer board with a bed-to-shower chair transfer as an example. The shower chair's brakes should be applied. The shower chair and bed should be positioned as close as possible. The bed is set a little higher than the seat of the shower chair. The person must be able to put their feet firmly on the floor and must wear shoes. The ETAC transfer board can be given to the person for them to place under their buttock, but only after this has been risk assessed. This is easier for them to do so if they lean towards their other side. If the person is not able to fit the ETAC transfer board themselves, then the handler will position the board under the person's buttock with the person leaning towards their other side. The board is placed securely across the bed and shower chair. 1/3 of the board should be under the buttock, 1/3 of the board bridges the gap, and 1/3 rests on the shower chair. The aim is to minimize the gap between the two surfaces. The person supports themselves with one hand on the mattress and board and the other hand on the seat. The person moves towards their placed arm, sliding their bottom across the board. This is achieved by the person leaning towards the shower chair, pushing with the hands and their feet if possible. The person removes the ETAC transfer board sideways from under themselves by leaning a little towards their other buttock, or the handler may remove the board. The handler ensures the person is safely on the chair. After the person has been risk assessed, a transfer board may not be indicated as the person has sufficient strength, mobility, and desire to transfer themselves from one seated position to another. Verbal guidance may need to be given. The handler should always stand close to the person. Even though risk assessments can be thorough, people do fall. The handler should never aim to catch the falling person. You must let the person fall. It is simply not possible to stop their fall due to the large forces. Don't let yourself become the cared for. The handler removes both foot plates. The wheelchair's armrest, nearest to the transfer surface, may be removed. After the person has transferred themselves, the handler replaces the foot plates and the armrest if it was removed. Wheelchairs with large rear wheels will also need positioning at an angle to the transfer surface to allow the person to transfer along the short edge of the board. If the person needs more support in sitting, then the use of the freeway safety belt or Mackworth Redwood handling belt is indicated, with the handler standing behind the person. The belt can also be used when a transfer board is used for the transfer. Watch Gareth's posture and body positioning throughout. squatting with a wide base of support to grip the freeway safety belt, therefore resulting in maintenance of his spine's natural curves, avoiding forward bending his spine. Avoidance of pulling Alan across the board, which would mean twisting his spine. Moving his feet as Alan transfers himself, and squatting, supporting Alan whilst gripping the freeway safety belt. Not only care for Alan's safe transfer, but also care for his own spine. The use of a turning disc on the floor, like the Prism Medical Pediturn standing pivot transfer aid with the person's feet positioned on it, can help with the transfer. The handler, again, should never aim to catch the falling person.